always been there for us, and for that we are truly grateful. I would also like to thank Kathy and the staff here at Briarwood for helping us organize everything for today. As many of you know, I'm Jonathan Kind. What many of you may not know is that I am the oldest of four. My brother Gabe and my youngest sister Rachel were unable to be here. However, my sister Debbie is here, and her whole family is here also. I would like to take a few minutes to tell you about my mom, Phyllis Kind. My mother lived an unusual life. She was born on April 1st, 1933 in the Bronx. My mother attended the Bronx High School of Science and later studied chemistry at the University of Pennsylvania. While at Penn, she met her future husband. They married in 1956 and moved to New York City, where my mom taught elementary school. In 1959, the year I was born, they moved to Chicago and lived in Evanston, where I was born. In 1962, when I was about 3, we moved to Hyde Park, and in 1969, we moved one last time to Oak Park. My mother had tremendous energy and curiosity, often pushing the limits, especially in the art world. She faced new challenges and obstacles head on. She was bold, outspoken, passionate, dynamic, brilliant, and unique, all rolled into one person. When I was 13, my parents divorced. I have only seen my father a few times since he left. By the mid-1970s, my mother owned and operated an art gallery in Chicago, and in 1975 opened a second gallery in New York on Spring Street in Soho. Between owning 2 art galleries, traveling back and forth from New York to Chicago, and raising 4 children, my mom was determined to make it work. Not always perfectly, but to the best of her ability. Some of my favorite childhood memories are the times we spent in South Haven, Michigan. We would stay in a rundown house that my parents bought and played card games like Spoons, and my mom would bake blueberry or apple pies from scratch. As a teenager, I spent lots of time in the gallery on Ontario Street in Chicago. I did all kinds of jobs to help her. Some of my responsibilities was driving all over the city, delivering art to various clients, and oftentimes hanging or placing the pieces in their homes. The best part of my job was that I got to see firsthand how hard my mom worked. She was relentless in her efforts to be successful, taking care of her clients and keeping her artists happy, while nurturing her passion for outsider art and self-taught artists. Among the artists that she represented was a group identified as the Chicago Images. She introduced Chicago to artists like Roger Brown, Jim Nutt, Gladys Nielsen, Carl Wortham, and later Ed Paschke. All these artists attended Leslie and Mai's wedding in 1982. As I grew up and as an adult, married with our children Michael and Allison, my mom spent extended periods of time away from Chicago. Although she was mostly based in New York, she was with us when we celebrated Michael and Allison's bar and bat mitzvah, graduates from high school, and Michael's graduation from Penn. Whether she was near or far, I always knew that she was interested in me and what was going on in my life. And I always felt her love, as I hope she felt my love for her in return. I take great comfort in knowing that I was with her in the last days and that she isn't suffering anymore. I will always miss my mom. I will miss that she never got to meet her beautiful great-grandchildren. But I will forever cherish our relationship and the special times we shared together. At this time, I'd like to ask Michael to come up and say a few words. Michael is the oldest of my mother's 7 grandchildren, and he and his wife Francie are the parents of our 2 grandsons and my mother's great-grandsons.
Hello, can everyone hear me? I'm Michael Kind, Jonathan and Leslie's son, and the oldest grandson, and the father of the great-grandchildren. So when I think about my grandmother, I realize that even from my earliest memories of her, I knew she was a strong, brilliant, and fiercely independent person.